The NFL offseason is a chance to reflect on last year and project towards next season. And this offseason, Pro Football Weekly is putting two of our guys in the trenches to debate different topics. Right now, we're looking for the best offense in the NFL. Our first round matchup is the Lions versus the Eagles. We have PFW publisher Hub Arkish against senior editor Eric Edholm.
All right, Eric, now here it goes. I'm about to kick your butt with one hand tied behind my back because I got to tell you, man, Eagles offense, I love it. Good team. Lions offense, I got two thoughts for you. Megatron and Matt Stafford, Michael Vick. Michael Vick's a great, great athlete. No question about it, but a quarterback, a passer? I don't think so. And so I understand they're not as well-rounded, but what if they had a running game? Eagles wouldn't even be in the contest then.
Yeah, I think that's one of my arguments, too. They didn't have a running game. I'm not sure they will this season. They've got three injury-prone running backs at the top of their depth chart. Meanwhile, I've got LaShawn McCoy, and I like him on almost every down, played more snaps than almost any running back in the league. Far more balanced attack, in my opinion. Had more yards, more first downs, more third down conversions. And that was without Michael Vick being out there for 3 games and part of 2 others.
No, there's no question. You're right. They've got better balance. And McCoy, if you put his 2010 combined running and catching with Megatron's 2011, then I guess you got an argument.
Sure.
But last year, nobody could touch him. As a matter of fact, the Eagles' top 2 receivers combined had fewer yards than Megatron had. Their top 4 receivers combined had fewer touchdowns. So if Calvin Johnson gets hurt, you got a big problem. But beyond that, there's another thing that makes that offense so special. You look at Brandon Pettigrew at tight end. You look at Nate Burleson at wide receiver, 3 of the top 16 receivers in the NFC in catches. And if you try and take away Calvin Johnson, well, then Stafford just kills you with a million paper cuts underneath to the other 2 guys.
Yeah, I agree that nobody on the Eagles can match what Johnson does to a defense. But Deshaun Jackson got his contract signed. He's going to be more focused. Immaturity was a problem, but Andy Reid has gone to bat for this kid. Wouldn't have signed him to that deal if he wasn't. He can still take the top off of defense, and I think that opens up stuff for Macklin underneath, Jason Avant, underrated slot guy. Brent Selleck got back into the fold last year. I think this kid Marvin McNutt's going to be outstanding in time. So they've got a lot of different options who could be number 2s and 3s in other offenses.
You know, one last piece, which really does factor in, it's kind of hard to quantify. The Detroit Lions offensive line is okay. It's not great, it's not very good, but it's always okay. They rarely have these big speed bumps where Stafford's running for his life. He doesn't take a terrible beating. You got Peters down again. How many times you can pop the same Achilles? But bottom line is that the Eagles have struggled on the offensive line. They also have had periods where they've struggled to run the football. Don't forget, I know you got LaShawn McCoy, but those yardage totals are skewed because of what Michael Vick does. And when he's running with the football, he's not throwing the football. And I think that hurts that offense as much as it helps it.
I still like Demetrius Bell over Jeff Backus. I think Backus this late in his career, Raiola too. So I will say Howard Mudd does a pretty good job with what he has, and I think he'll make that line gel.
That's what Hub and Eric think, but we want to know what you think, because ultimately it's the viewers that are going to decide each matchup. We have 4 first-round matchups. This is just one of them. You can vote. We have a poll on our website. There's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You can vote at any of those and then follow along for the whole bracket at ProFootballWeekly.com.